All right. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, good morning, according to your location on the face of this planet Earth. This is BTV Europe. Welcome to Biafra Television Europe. Today, being the December 10th, 2024, Tuesday. Before we go on, we will remind our people that today is our Tweet Tuesday, currently X. You have to go there and do the needful. I remains Mazi Madapchimwachuku, fearless IPOB evangelist. Thank you for joining us once again. Today, from our screen, you can see it there. Our topic today based on IPOB have corrected the mistakes of our fathers or our mistakes. Have corrected the mistakes of our fathers. And that is where we are going to take today's message on. Welcome others as we are welcoming you. Make sure that you tell others to join. Before we go on, we have to read IPOB press release. IPOB press release, 7th December 2024. IPOB Worldwide wishes to put the record straight about the Biafra Second Declaration in Finland. The noble family and movement of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, led by Mazi, Nnamdi Kanu, wishes to put the record straight about the Second Declaration in Finland, following the shambolic gathering of content creators in Finland. A few days ago, under the suspicions of phantom and ridiculous named Biafra government in exile, where it was claimed Biafra was declared yet again, we, the members of the great and the noble IPOB worldwide, under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, do wish to make the following clarifications. 1. Those leveraging on this disgraceful episode in Finland by a bunch of morons should be guided in their utterances because it has become apparent that these traducers and agents of oppressions have gone into overdrive in their quest to ascribe unjustified importance to an event that was in essence a joke and a shameless attempt to discredit the genuine agitation of IPOB for an independent homeland for the people of Biafra. All those in position of power in Nigeria that sponsored this joke called declaration in Finland in the hope of damaging the global standing of IPOB should cover their faces in shame in their desperation to destroy IPOB by any and every means and at all cost. They ended up according to according notoriety to a nonentity that proclaimed himself prime minister from a one-bedroom flat on the 20th floor of a housing project somewhere in Finland. The myriad of statements purportedly emanating from some of these recruited faceless individuals on social media and belatedly from alleged Igala group and Pandef disassociating themselves from Biafra is not only pathetic but laughable. For the thousand for the thousandth times, we wish to make it abundantly clear that ancient Igbo land spans 13 states of Nigeria. These are not areas occupied by Igbo-speaking people, but are ancient Igbo land with Igbo people in them. Therefore, the hate inspired politically motivated gerrymandering of borders in Igbo land to create the misleading impression that Igbo land and Igbo people are confined to only 5 states of the Southeast is a lie. This IPOB shall confront and will continue to confront until the truth is not only acknowledged but acted upon via the instrumentality of a United Nations supervised referendum, as was the case of Southern Sudan, the newest state to emerge in Africa. Those in Igala and Pandef that claim they don't want anything to do with Biafra must also know and accept that Igbo land in these territories, Gowan and the British ceded to the north, Midwest, and so-called South-South will eternally be Igbo land, and no Jupiter will change this irrefutable fact when the Nigerian state balkanized ancient Igbo land by carving these territories into their newly created non-Igbo states. Nobody complained because IPOB had not come by then. Now that God has determined that we must come, we IPOB are here and we say without any fear of contradiction that Igbo land is one and indivisible from those carved into Kogi state to Bayelsa, and from those in Cross River to Edo. 4. Our great leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is on record as having said repeatedly that no ethnic groups, tribes, or clan will be forced to become part of Biafra. Biafra shall be a model nation founded along the principles of confederation as obtained in Switzerland and the United Arab Emirates, with the consent of the people willfully expressed in a UN-supervised referendum. Pandef and our brothers in Igala land should wait for an opportunity to express their preference in a referendum before deciding where they wish to belong or not. We must also be guided by the fact that the wonderful people of Obosi in Anambra State have within them those who are descendants from the land of Igala. In present-day Kogi State, if in doubt, ask the Ata of Obosi. We Biafrans are Republican by nature, and no single human being can arrogate power unto himself without the consent of the people. Therefore, there can never be any government or prime minister without the consent of every Biafran, willfully expressed in a widely accepted democratic process. In other words, to be the head of state, prime minister, or any office of Biafra in Biafra, you must be voted by the people. Biafra is a project ordained by our Almighty God Himself, and no amount of suffering or no amount of subterfuge, deceit, lies, murder, kidnapping, or persecution will make us deviate from this peaceful path to freedom. The fact that a buffoon who has never visited Biafra land in his adult life never led a movement or protest, never met our leader in person, decided to make a mockery of himself and his sponsors should not become the lens through which the legitimate agitation for Biafra independence championed by IPOB should be viewed. Comrade Emma Powerful, Media and Publicity Secretary for IPOB. We move. Thank you for joining us once again. You are on Biafra Television Europe at this very point in time. Make sure that others join you. If you are one of us or supporters of freedom, kindly go to Twitter. Today is our Tweet Tuesday. Then let us go direct to our topic. I remain fearless IPOB evangelist Mazi Nwachukwu Adiamama. In case you don't know, a homeland broadcaster. IPOB have corrected the mistakes of our fathers. How? You know, in life, you have to learn from history. And especially when you want to finish a building that your father started and couldn't finish it. You don't just come and go into it. The house, grasses have grown, even trees have grown even in the midst of the house. So many, you may see some dangerous animal there. You may even see snakes. You may see scorpion. So many things there if you just go into there. But before you go there, you ask, how did my father started and what actually led to him not finish this very building? Why didn't he finish it? Why? When he started this building, we can see he even did the soccer pit, soccer way. He finished everything, put the slab. The soccer pit is solid. We can see that our fathers, they tried, look at the iron, look at the rod, so many building materials. What actually led to the stopping of this building? What actually led to Ojukwu not sustaining and finish this building? It lasted for 3 years. This must be your point of view, and this must be your starting point, and you must also remember and think, what was the weapon of the enemy they used against our fathers, even as they were here inventing, even as formidable as they are in our land? Where exactly did the enemy used, where exactly do they occupy that gave them the advantage in or on defeating our fathers? Where? Which point? Where do they gain advantage? Where do they gain the ground to defeat these honorable men that fought gallantly, that are inventors? These men can stand, but there were leakage. Not from them, but far away international. International. Our fathers were strong here. They are able men and women. They stood the ground, but international politics, or should I say global politics, was played against them. That's why they were not given a chance to express anything. They were forced war by the enemies, which was Harold Wilson of the British, that mediated into the peace accord agreement and caused havoc because of the interest of the British. They prepared the propagandas before doing that. Aburi Accord Agreement 1967, they tried to connect it with 1966 coup. That was where they focused on it, and that was where they pinned the key to the killings of our people. They call it Igbo coup. Igbo coup. But to us, we know, according to history, majority of these very coup plotters were all Yorubas, majority. Right? But an Igbo man, Chukwumanzogo from Anioma, led this very coup. Now we continue. Now, so during this very war, there was a weak point against our people: food. We do not have food. That's why when they applied the very air, land, and sea blockade, they succeeded. And how did they succeed? Because the British have lied against our fathers and tagged them rebels. So people that are in position, countries that are supposed to recognize Biafra, countries that are supposed to support Biafra, people that are supposed to look into our matter, they now buy the idea because the British presented lies to them. And in those very places, we were missing. We were missing because they first of all placed their lies against our fathers that was here fighting gallantly. And those that are supposed to give their support, they withdraw it. They withdraw it and they buy the idea, and they continued, the British continued in meeting the world powers, promising them these very resources from our land, telling them that this is the target of Ojukwu, that Ojukwu is after resources, the people of Biafra is after resources, they're after their mineral resources, they're against the government, they are rebelling against the government. They started going to these countries with their policies, started promising them our resources, started going into agreement with our resources, and that was their key point of victory. We were here fighting gallantly, and they were there defeating us. The people that should approve our independence was kept aside by the British, and all our effort became in vain. And on this point, IPOB learned. And after this very battle, as they said, which we learned that never ended, under IPOB we learned that the war have not ended. There were promises they promised and presented to the world to deceive them so that they can cage us into an unexisting one Nigeria till eternity. They presented they presented rehabilitation, reconstruction, and reconciliation. And at the end, what we saw was 20 pounds, that is reconstruction. Another one, that is reconciliation, was 20 pounds. Reconstruction was abandoned property, and rehabilitation was denying us works, denying us positions. That people change their name today, and the people even change and claim they are not Igbo. People are today telling us they are not Igbo because of that method of rehabilitation. You have to rehabilitate yourself from denying your identity, and that is rehabilitation. The reconstruction was abandoned property, they seized our properties, and the reconciliation was 20 pounds. And we learn from this, knowing that the war did not end. The war didn't end, and we continued. So we now studied again that they never wanted us closer to the government, even as Elese Kweme was voted in as vice president to a legitimate government of Alhaji Shehu Shagari in 1979. Then they were managing Ekweme. They were managing Okadibo, who was appointed the special advisor to Mr. President on political matters and special duties under Alhaji Shehu Shagari government. Professor in politics then, late Okadibo. So by then, Ojukwu wasn't here. Ojukwu was in exile. There are reasons why we are picking here. After pointing out here, we'll come and analyze. Just follow us up. They never wanted us here. But when we want to live, we must play safe. We must play carefully. Remember that they shared our resources. Pick those points. Don't just listen and forget. Pick those points. Our resources was shared to world powers. Remember that when you want to fight again, you must be careful because your resources have been shared to world powers. It was a very serious plan of the British that even tomorrow, if you rise up, that there are people that have given your resources. Let me just point out, like Shell, like Chevron, Texaco, Exxon, Mobil, AP, so many of them, they have handed our resources over to them so that when we rise up to fight with arm, these people will confront us by coming to defend their resources, coming to defend their interest, coming to defend what they got through their support to the Nigerian state during the Biafran genocide 67 to 70. And that is their payback. And they are managing it today. And for you to confront them, you must be careful. You must play an open war. If you go into arm, that is secret war. But some of you thought it is an open war. No, the only open war you can present to the British and the Nigerian state that those they lied to against our fathers can see it is self-determination approach. But in self-determination, it requires perseverance, carefulness, that is diligence also. Right? You must endure and you must be careful. Because armed struggle, Nigeria can hide the battle. Even if you carry it out, they will hide it, they will lie against it, they will lie against you, they will do propaganda. But in self-determination, they will not like the news to go wide because the news will be exposing them. So they will try to cover it up by tagging you terrorists, blackmailing you, trying to present you in the manner of Fela. Try as they damage the image of Fela. That is their way to make sure that they deceive the people from listening to truthful people. They blackmail Mazi Nnamdi. They say so many things. They blackmail IPOB to take the interest of the people away from them, to take the love of the people away from them. That is their weapon. So we continue. I know why I touched that very place, so that you will be following up. Had we go into battle, into gun first, that will be in their advantage. And that is the only pattern they know how to play. So let us move. Then, under Shagari, Ekweme was the vice. That was when late General Chukwuemeka Odumegojukwu returned through Okadibo, Ekweme, that actually led to the national conference, and they agreed that Ojukwu will return. That was when the Northerners begin to see that the Igbo man is already in the government seat, in the presidential seat, by seeing Ekweme as the vice president, seeing Okadibo as the special advisor to Mr. President on political matters and special duties, and seeing Ojukwu returning to Nigeria. Automatically, they are seeing Ojukwu as the president of Nigeria, and automatically they don't want him. And that is why they rejected the Igbo people around the corridors of power. That's why, because of Ekweme, Shagari was overthrown, Because of Kadibo, Shagari was overthrown. Because of the return of Ojukwu, Shagari was overthrown so that Igbo man will not be closer to them. Remember when they later allowed Igbo man under a military government again, under Babangida, because Buhari overthrew Shagari, later Babangida overthrew Buhari, because the job of Buhari was only to take the Igbo people away from the corridors of power. That is the Buhari, that is the main duty. That's why they did not charge him for treason. It was a northern conspiracy to remove Igbo man closer from the corridor, remove Igbo man very far from the corridors of power. And how do you do it? They sent a tyrant, they sent a dictator, they sent a criminal, Buhari, who have been who overthrew Shagari. He is a criminal by committing treason, and Nigerian state refused to try him on treason. Buhari committed treason against Alawi Shagari, a legitimate president, on the 31st of December 1983. So now, when Babangida was there, pick points as we move. Reaching to 1988, because under Babangida, Ebutu Kiwe from Abriba was the vice president. Follow us up. I don't know how many times things will happen to our people, they will learn. Had it been that this battle is all about IPOB, that has nothing to do with our people, we would have left it. That is, it will consume them, as desperate as they are to destroy their land. We would have allowed this very rain to fall. But we remember the future of our children, we remember future of generation. That is why IPOB did not launch ESN and say, ESN, you see the committee on Mwike, don't operate there. We don't care about Mwike. We care about our people. We don't care about the Vumahe. We care about our people. We don't care about Nyangodo. We care about Unsoka people. We cannot use because of Nyangodo. We abandon the people of Unsoka. No. If we fight like Nigerian politicians, that because of a politician, the road that leads to a place will not be constructed because of a quarrel between a politician and another politician. If he goes into power, he can never construct your road. He can never allow any project to your place because of a personal issue with an individual. We don't allow that. In IPOB, we said no. We can defend the people in the family, even the family of Umar. He will pay by himself. Nnamdi can say, nothing concerns you and your children. Do you understand? If this is a club, would have allowed it. It will consume our people. If this is something that will happen and after 2 years we will start again, we would have allowed it to consume them so that when we come out again, all of them will surrender. But it is not a battle you can give a chance. If we give a chance, it will consume us. That's why we fight gallantly against the government agents. After this very analysis, you will understand where IPOB is coming from and where we are going, because we are very, very careful. This is the only chance we will have to agitate for Biafra. If you miss this very chance, if you talk about Biafra another time, your people will stone you. If you eventually miss Biafra this time of Nnamdi Kanu, that's the plan of government. They know that immediately they destroy Biafra this time around. That is final. Nobody will ever talk about Biafra again. If you talk it, your community will go there and catch you and kill you, destroy your place. That was the original plan of the government. But it failed. Let us continue. Ebutu Kiwe was vice president to Babangida, and Babangida signed Nigeria into OIC without the knowledge and the notice, without any information to a vice president. Automatically, it shows you that we don't want Igbo man closer to the corridor of power have already been implemented, starting from Shagari. Nobody will come closer again. Though they do like to say Igbo man is the vice to Babangida, but he wasn't closer. He wasn't closer. If he was closer, he will know when we were signed into OIC. Right? Then we continue. We still want to give you points. You know that you must fight carefully. Do you know, Senate President, that every other tribes of Nigeria or clan or something, every other region or something or people have been in that position and finish their tenure. Some even finish 2 tenures. Some finish 2. In House of Rep, they finish their tenures as speakers. Senate President, you see Saraki, so many of them finish their tenure. But on the issue of Igbo becoming Senate President, under 5 years, 5 states became Senate President. We want you to pick points. You know that IPOB is observant. Before IPOB go into this battle of Biafra struggle, it is not to come and try. It is not to come and try. We studied from the past mistakes. And we know the weak point of our fathers. We know the advantages that Nigeria is using against us. We knew. And we know their mindset. And we know the policies of the Nigerian state against us. And we have been careful to manage these things. We know it's not something you will rush as people thought. If you fail to get Biafra under Nnamdi Kanu, you can never talk about it again. Talk more of fighting for it. Are you stupid to try it? To say you want to fight for Biafra after Nnamdi Kanu? Your community will go there and stone you to death. And anybody that talk about you, they will stone the person. Do you understand? So we continue. Now, under Igbo man to be a Senate President, watch you. First one, under Obasanjo. Who? Evans Enwerem, number 1, from Imo State. I don't know if it was 6 months or 1 year. Evans Enwerem was impeached. The Senate President moved to Abia. Adolphus Nwabara of Abia. Within some months or year, he was impeached because Igbo man is not needed closer to the corridors of power. They keep cutting off their information, their source, they keep cutting them off. The little you got, they cut it off. The other one will come. The small information you got about Nigeria, they cut it off. The other, they will tell one story and bring your brother to replace you. From Adolphus Nwabara, it was Chuba Karibo, Anambra. County to small time, Okadibo was impeached. Who again? Pius Anim. It's like he finished his own or what? I don't know. The next one was Ken Nnamdi. Do you understand? The 5 states of Igbo. 5, they gave Igbo. You know, we are found in 13 states. But the 5 they gave them and say is Igbo state, they gave them Senate President one by one. Now let us go into our battle of Biafra. I have touched some areas. I will not dwell in that because our program have time. So now, remember you are watching us or listening to us through Biafra Television Europe, right? Under IPOB. Under IPOB, led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Under IPOB. Now, remember, how did our father fail? 2. What was the advantages of Nigeria against our fathers? Then what was the weak point of our fathers? How did we fail? Remember, we don't have food. Did IPOB go into agriculture? Yes. Now, remember Ojukwu came with peace. How? By going to Aburi, Ghana. To do what? To discuss one Nigeria. They never discussed Biafra. What they discussed was Nigeria. But in a way that everybody can be part of the Nigeria. They agreed. Coming back here, they disagreed. Are you getting it? They disagreed. What did they resort to? Killings of our people. Where do they hang on? 1966 coup. 1966 coup was their weak point. Do you see where they hang on? Now, this time around, when IPOB came, they watched us. They watched us, studied us. Not in Nigeria, oh. The owners of Nigeria, British, they studied us. They gave us license to radio, to study us very, very well. They accommodated us to study us very, very, very well, the British. That's why they allow Radio Biafra. To study us very, very, very well. They don't want to push us out. They make sure they study us. And they did. But it was not easy for them because in IPOB, there is no government control. Because after studying IPOB, you need to use the arms of the government of Nigeria through the politicians from our side, governors, senators, some political organizations like Ohaneze Ndigbo. Because after studying IPOB, the people that the British will use to implement it are desperate politicians from the East, are the people that will be bringing another meaning of what IPOB is doing, trying to present IPOB in another narrative. Do you understand? Because they had there been any government, that is any government control in IPOB, it will be easy for them to penetrate. They will not go too far. But they watched, they studied, they knew everything. They went through IPOB, they know there is no chance. So you have to use people within to start attacking IPOB. By how? By trying to change the narrative, trying to present Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB in a very bad light, or anyway. And our people were studying IPOB, studying Nnamdi Kanu also. So they followed us. At the end, they arrested him as Nnamdi Kanu in Mata Mohammed Airport, Lagos, 2015. They brought him to Abuja. IPOB went into protest, peaceful protest, in line with self-determination. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was saying, I will bring down the zoo. The zoo will go down. The zoo will be... Do you understand? So the target of the government is that they have come to the rightful position, that if they arrest this man, then we will go into violence. Then they will come with the same blackmail they gave to our fathers. They changed their image from good people to rebels. And the globe, almost the globe, accepted that very tag, that very blackmail. They accepted it, and that was the weak point. And there is nothing you can do. They accepted it based on their interest, based on their international policy, based on what they will benefit. And if you play very safe, or you play very, very well, they will also support you. That is what they know. That is what they believe. They cannot follow people where they know they can fail, and the interest of their country they will lose it. That is one thing our people should know. Now, IPOB started protest, peaceful protest. The Nigerian state watched us. They saw no weapon among us in peaceful protest. They did not see any gun. They did not see any machete. They did not see anything, kitchen knife. They didn't see. Only flag, megaphone, only flag and megaphone, and placards. That's what Nigeria saw. The British was surprised. How? After all this shouting on Radio Biafra, why is it that no destruction, protest for free Nnamdi Kanu? Why? No Nigerian flag was touched. No bank was touched. No market was touched. No shop was touched. No school, no student was touched. No police was attacked. No army was attacked. All was peaceful protest for free Nnamdi Kanu, and that's where we weakened them. What did they do again? The British say, okay, let us test the ground. Let us test the ground. Remember the topic. IPOB have corrected the mistakes of our fathers. Corrected it to follow us up. They now killed us during protest. We didn't retaliate. They say, they killed us again. They killed us. They kill. No retaliation. And IPOB was busy exposing them. Those very angle, they denied our fathers access. They denied our fathers access from presenting our matters to international community. Now, when Mazi Kanu was brought back, we go into protest. They started killing us. Now it is our own duty to exhibit them. In our own time of defense, when they forced us into war, because their first gunshot was in Ogoja, we were into defense and they were successfully moving, giving us any name they love before any international community, because they first provoked us, we retaliated. Just like assault and counter assault, the world will always see the counter. So they first assaulted us. We countered the assault. We responded. And they presented our own to the world. This time around, we came with protest. They came with the gun. We used our camera to present the Nigerian state to the world, to create our own advantage. Because they used the tag rebel to create their own advantage in international standard. International stage, we have no advantage. Imagine a white man setting himself ablaze, Bruce Merrock, because we lack that advantage. Had there been many of us then, we would have led Merrock, we would have supported Merrock, we would have forced them to look into the letter of Merrock, because this time around we are many in different countries. But there was no reply, and the lies of the British have covered the faces of this very UN and the government of the world. They cannot listen, they can even read the letter, they cannot obey because they are after their interest based on the information before their table that Ojukwu and his men are rebels. They are after resources. Now, when IPOB came, we exposed Nigerian state. We told the world how they used to do. We told them how they used to do us. When they kidnapped Mazi Kanu, we came peacefully as we told the world that we are peaceful. Nigeria came with force. The worst mistake was they handed our battle over to the army. Instead of, this is a civil approach, self-determination, they handed it over to the army. That was their mistake. So now, IPOB refused to retaliate. And IPOB used the camera. We started exposing Nigeria in order to vindicate our fathers. Because when we exposed them, they started denying. Nigerian state kept denying. They killed us, we said they killed, they said they did not kill. They will kill us, we complain, we report, give evidence, Nigeria will say they did not kill. This was what we were seeing, that's what we were seeing. Did you kill? You did not kill. You killed us, you did not kill. So that was a very big advantage for IPOB because it was their own advantage, 67 to 70. They lied against us, they used that advantage to gain the ground in international standard, and they placed a land as in blockade, which nobody can accept in the world. But because of the lies against our fathers was accepted, so they allowed the air land and sea blockade, and it became an advantage for the Nigerian state against us. And the efforts of our fathers became in vain. Not totally in vain, because today we never change the map. Today we never change the flag. Today we never change the name. That is to say, they secured things for us. Remember I said the building was not finished. Are you getting it? They managed to live in that building for 3 years, but not able to secure it. Right? That is to say, they laid this very foundation, and we are here to restore it, not to declare it. We are to restore it because it had been here, but the enemy took it away from us. So what we are doing is restoring, and on the process of restoring, you will know the reason why the building stopped on the way. You want to restore it, not that it had not been there. It was there before, but was taken by the enemy, and was overshadowed by the enemy. Then we are to restore it back in fullness and to the knowledge of the world that what they presented to them was not what our father are. And how do we prove it? We have to come with self-determination. And how did we prove it again? We refuse to retaliate because based on self-determination, we have the right to demand for referendum. We have the right to decide, right? So when they killed us, we proved to the world that Nigeria have been the offenders, not we, not our fathers. They continue killing us. We keep presenting Nigeria to the world. Look at them. They are the offenders. They are the oppressors. They have always been the offender. They have always been the troublemaker. This was how they disobeyed the Abuja Accord agreement. This was how they came after our fathers. This was what IPOB was doing. We have to vindicate our fathers. We have to clean the faces of fathers. We have to make that image to be brighter, because they have used charcoal to cover the faces of our fathers with a tag of rebel, which means our fathers and all their effort are unpresentable before any table. Before any table in the world, because of this very blackmail. Because of this very blackmail, we felt the punishment, because they gave birth to us with this very image. We inherited it, and we have been suffering this image. That's why IPOB came with carefulness. We came with carefulness. We have seen men in politics, but there was no chance for them in the Nigerian state. We have seen voices from the east, but they voiced out under politics. That is to say, they can desert you. A political voice, a politician that voices out can be shut down anytime, either by the party or by the government. So we studied these things knowing that it is not fully their fault, but they should not make themselves available fully to the government by even turning to Ndosahia. You will run to the northerners and tell them, look at what I will do to my people now. Do you like it? They will say, yes, now go ahead. That's what we are against. Do you understand? Not that we don't know that they have made you fourth-class citizen after the Biafra genocide. They say you fought Nigeria. We knew. But why did you now make yourself instrument, running to them, telling them what to do us? Why not allow them to decide on what to do us? Because of your political position or ambition, you now run to the enemy and tell them, this place is leakage. I'm telling you because I want Nigeria to stand. You will start giving them information. The same people that have been dealing with us, that is where we are angry, and we never killed any politician. But our anger ends on exposing their wrong moves or negative moves against our people, for them to change and for our people to see a point of asking them questions. That's how we presented politicians, not to hate them or we hated them or to kill them. No, we don't do that. But based on self-determination, we have to go to you secretly. You refuse, we'll expose it in the open, but we cannot harm you. That is IPOB for you. Self-determination approach. Right? We continue. Thank you. We continue. So that is it. We continue to protest peacefully. Nigeria continue to kill us. They continue to kill us. They continue to kill us. And what was their purpose of killing us? They want our retaliation, so that when we retaliate violently, they will attach it to our father's defensive position. Because they only took defense. You rejected them from Nigeria. And they say, okay, we'll answer our name. You now came to kill them. So we went into defense. And they say we are rebels. Our father sustained it. They say we are rebels. This time around, they want to tag us terrorists. No, they want us to be terrorists, not tagging us. Because it is different from calling you a criminal and you being a criminal. Do you understand? So, we know as freedom fighters, you can call us criminals, but not we being criminals. They call the Ojukwu rebels and try to prove it through their propaganda by overshadowing our fathers in international stage, using the British, their media, and their presence to conquer us internationally. And our efforts here was almost in vain. Almost, but not fully, because they left things for us that we are about to restore. Had they not kept something for us, we would be fighting to declare. But this time they kept something for us, and that is why we came to restore it, and there are cleanups you do. There are cleanups, and before you go closer to them, you must go on inquiry, discover the advantage of the enemy, and discover the disadvantages of your fathers. What you get from your fathers are their disadvantages. That's what you get. But from the enemy, you look for their advantage. How do they actually want them? You go to your father and say, how did they actually lost the battle? You don't go and get the good part of your fathers if you want to restore that place. You will only study their mistakes. Then study the advantage of the enemies. That's what IPOB took. You work with two of them. If you don't work with two of them, you only decide on your own. I do it like this, do it like this. Biafra will come, you must fail. The most focused place is the plans of the enemy. The advantages of the enemy is the most target. That should be your main focus. Then we continue. They tried to get point from IPOB, they didn't get point. Do you know what they do? They say, okay. And remember, during these very killings of IPOB, they have gone against court order as they went against Aburi Accord Agreement. That is to say, our people need to study from that point. These people went against Aburi Accord Agreement and turned around to kill us. Now, Honorable Justice Ademola of the Federal High Court Abuja discharged Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally on the 17th of December 2015. Nigeria disobeyed court order equivalent to Aburi Accord Agreement. That is to say, they need trouble. That means IPOB is right by discovering their steps, knowing that they will always look for a channel to cause trouble so that they will blame us because they have voices using our resources to create lies so they can get people. They can get offices that can write against us. So we have to fight carefully, knowing that this is a lie that have lasted 100 and something years. It is now 108 years of lie, Nigeria. From 1914 to 2024. 10 years. 110 years of lie. Lie! You think if you shoot a gun in Amajeke, this lie will collapse. A lie that have taproot. Lie of 110 years is Nigeria now. Now, 110 years. And the gunshot in Obolafo can never destroy, cannot push this very tree of lie that have branches of lie. What are the branches of Nigeria? Friends, countries, they made friends with our resources, with lie. That is their branches. How do you cut off these branches? With truth. You expose Nigeria, some of their friends will leave them because they made them friends through lies. Are you getting it? And IPOB did these things very, very well. And IPOB came on the roots of Nigeria. That is the roots. With the truth. And we keep saying the truth. We keep cutting off the roots. That is our barrier. With the truth, the more we say truth, the more we cut off those things holding this foundation of lie. This foundation of lie. So, on the process of killing us, we receive to retaliate. They now continue to go to court while killing us. While killing us. After disobedience to court order, the first killing of IPOB members after disobedience to court order of the Honorable Justice Ademola of the Federal High Court was on the 9th of February 2016. But this disobedience to court order was on the 17th of December 2015. That is to say, extrajudicial killings of IPOB members. And again, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in illegal detention then because it was against court order. And there was no fresh court detention warrant from any court that determines more detention of Nnamdi Kanu. No, they continue with that warrant. But I will not dwell there. There are things we want to pick out, but I will still touch court orders to refer to this very Aburi Accord Agreement. Now, Justice Ademola again decides Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally Nigeria disobey court order. That is to say, they are looking for trouble. That is to say, they are not ready to fight self-determination. They don't know how to fight it. That is, IPOB came with a great weapon, self-determination. And the only thing that can favor Nigeria is armed struggle. Are you getting it? That is to say, we studied them and we corrected it. The only way they can get support is through arm. If you show them gun, they will call their friends that they gave our oil, those their friends that answered shell, those their friends that supported them to kill us, they gave them, they are now in some of them that helped them to kill us in 7 to 70, some of them are now Ajib, some are Chevron, some AP, some of these friends are the people they will signal to kill you, telling them you are after the resources as they lied against Ojukwu, which is not even the interest of Ojukwu. The only key point that they moved to the British is that Ojukwu will now have security of his region. That is to say, approaching their resources is very, very hard, because before you go to people's resources, you must put their land under siege. They must not have security of their own so that you can have the access to their resources. That is why our land must be under siege because of our resources. And the Abure Accord Agreement gives us regional security, which was the main point of Ojukwu, not of resources. His only care is security of our people. Security of our people, not resources. Not resources. And the British was against it because they will not have access to it. They want central government, central security, central government, where IG of police will control commissioner of police to allow Fulani to go inside your farm and rape your mother. But in regional security, this very region will have their security laws that even Abuja cannot control them to open their backyard for Fulani to go in and kill you. And that their Abuja army commander cannot send the army to go inside your community and kill you under regional government or regional security, right? But they choose central security, where one idiot will sit on the seat of the army and give people order to go inside community and massacre people, and the very army commander of the barrack in that very state will have not to say, because it is one central monkeys that are in a central command. We continue. At the end, they saw they have no point to hold on IPOB as terrorists. What do? They say, let us release their leader. Then let us kill him. Then we know they will try to retaliate. We will now tag them terrorists, so that anytime they start to retaliate, the world will see them as terrorists. And there are people that are supporting them will avoid them, seeing them as terrorists. And the countries that love them will avoid them and see them as terrorists. So the best thing is their leader that will defend them and prove that they are not terrorists. Let us give him bail, then go to his house and kill him. Whereas when we know that his members are not ready to retaliate, despite the killings, we are killing them. So what they did was to attack the home of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu after granting him bail. Unfortunately, he survived it. So Nigeria further went ahead the following day to tag us terrorists, to tag IPOB terrorists. Do you understand? So that anybody asks them, why did you go to Nnamdi Kanu? They say they are terrorists. But you didn't tag them terrorists when you started killing them. Do you understand? That is to say, they want to have something at hand, as they use that thing at hand against our fathers, rebel. So they want to have this one terrorist at hand, knowing that IPOB did not come the way that Nigeria expected. We come in a very negative way to them, but to our freedom, it is positive. Do you understand? So when they missed it, they started planning. That is to say, do you see IPOB beat them there? That was the point of war. They granted Nnamdi Kanu bail, not that they want to leave him. They granted him bail to kill him, then let them see what we'll do. Let the thing end at once. But it failed. When he reappeared in Israel in 2018, they started planning. They started planning. Having tested the ground, knowing that IPOB have vindicated their fathers by refusing to retaliate. That is to say, the world will now see us as the troublemakers. So we have to make sure the world recognize IPOB as terrorists. If not, They will see us as the terrorists. So Nigeria swept into work. They started consulting. They started recruiting. 2018, 2019, 2020. They tested ground by forcing Uzodinma on the people. We are just on our time, but we need to move and explain something. Forcing Uzodinma on the people of Igbo, but we see it as Imo, right? Owenkeri, where they put Uzodinma, they put him as somebody in charge of Igbo land. But our people saw it. But it's the people of Imo. Why do they give them number 4 instead of you? IPOB told you this is against Igbo people. Now, and against the people of the East, Uzodinma. He will create a grant for them. How? Owenkeri, which is Owerri, is the center of Biafra. And Biafra is the center of the world. Now, if Owerri is the center of the Biafra, that is to say, Owerri is the center of the world. And they need Islamic agents at the center of the world. And they forced Uzodinma on the people of Igbo people and the people of the East entirely, as their starting point of getting evidences against IPOB. Uzodinma provided Imo State as a blackmailing ground where the Nigerian state will use to carry on their agenda of getting evidences on why or how or why they proscribe IPOB, which have been illegal. On this process, they have created insecurities, so many things in our land, but I will not go there because we still have more topics another day. But there is something I want to bring to our people. Do you see, had IPOB buy into their idea as they kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi in 2021, they targeted that IPOB will retaliate. We didn't retaliate. They now commanded those they recruited to start acting to give them evidences, because IPOB kept exposing them 2016, 2017, 2015, 2016, 2017. In their excessive feelings of IPOB family members. We keep exposing them. It keep being a counter to their lies against our fathers. So they have to gain ground, because the more we expose them, the more we prove our fathers right, the more we also clear our own road. And that was why we now get the avenue to get to receive or get asylum from countries that even accepted our fathers that they are rebels. Imagine same countries that tag our fathers rebels. When they studied IPOB activities, they was able to grant us asylum, knowing that we have vindicated our fathers, knowing that we have also vindicated our struggle of self-determination, that we are peaceful. So Nigeria rushed to the British and said, why do you give them asylum? These are terrorists. They said, give us your evidences. Since then, the evidences is why they are destroying our land. But let us base our argument on the case of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, before we round up. Now, in 2021, we based on the same self-determination. They now recruited people. Listen, there are points I want you to pick. Let me give it to you, and you base it on this, and you begin to thank IPOB. 1, 2016, Nigerian Army denied killing IPOB in National High School, Aba. They denied. 2016, May 29, in Mbo, Nigerian Army denied that they did not kill. Then, 2017, January 20th, Nigerian police and army denied they did not kill us in Iguacha in protest for Donald Trump, or solidarity with Donald Trump, IPOB, 20th of January 2017. Now we continue. The invasion of the home of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Nigerian army denied the first one on the 12th of September 2017, and also the final one on the 14th of September 2017, they all denied. Why? Because they have no reason to kill people. IPOB refused to give them reason to kill our people and take responsibilities. They will kill, they will deny, means that upon their army, upon their police, they have no monopoly to kill people. Now, reason, let us go forward. Now, in 2021, people started shouting after Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. They started shouting the name of Nnamdi Kanu, the name of Biafra, the name of IPOB. They even claimed Simon Emerima to be IPOB leader, to be ESN commander, to be in charge of IPOB. He started committing crime. This is the voice that Nigeria want to hear from IPOB, that they will enforce it at home, but they didn't hear it from IPOB. IPOB say, sit at home will be, and our people will obey it, not by enforcement. Do you understand? So when they did not hear this very force from IPOB, they know they cannot get a point. They now recruited people who will kill Igbo people in the name of Biafra, who will enforce people in the name of free Nnamdi Kanu, which IPOB have done free Nnamdi Kanu before. They did not enforce people. They did not kill people. They did not destroy anything. It is not our first experience. We saw in 2015, 2016, and in 2017 he was released. IPOB did not shift. We based on our argument, based on self-determination. So this time around, they know we never shifted. They recruited somebody who will do that thing. Somebody that will say, we'll go after the politician. Somebody that will say, I want to see fire in Enugu. I want to see fire in Abia. I want to see fire in Ebonyi. Nnamdi Kanu, if police or anything kill a Biafran, he will not be happy. He will not be happy. But these people will kill people in the name of Biafra, in the name of Nnamdi Kanu, and they will tell you it is to free Nnamdi Kanu, it is to restore Biafra. They burn the houses of people. And Nigeria is now, that is when Nigeria started announcing IPOB ESN, IPOB ESN. They started singing the song, because that is the advantage they want. They want to create advantage whereby they will have the reason to invade our communities, because in 2015, 2016, 2017, that they denied the invasion of our communities and the killings of IPOB peaceful protesters is because IPOB refused to create that very avenue for them to have a grant and say we killed. But in 2021, they recruited somebody after the kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who will now say, I am in charge of ESN, I'm in charge of IPOB, and we are commanding our men to go after the police, to go after the army, and to go after the police barrack, go after local government, go after INEC. So when somebody started using the name of IPOB and then Nnamdi Kanu to incite these things, it became an advantage for the Nigerian state because IPOB refused to give them such advantage. They can kill but denied because IPOB denied them the advantage. But under Simon Emerima and criminal activities, Nigerian army can now invade our communities, kill people, and tag them IPOB, and say, even give you a number, and say, we killed 27 IPOB. We killed 50 IPOB. But in 2015, 2016, 2017, they never accepted that they killed IPOB because they have no ground to do so. They do it, we expose them. But in our father's time, our father have no advantage to expose them. So the British was taking the record of our fathers against them to the world, and their own against our people. They didn't take it to the world. This time around, we present Nigeria to the world, and they keep denying. But in 2021, Nigeria started presenting IPOB on what IPOB did not do, based on the activities of Simon and their criminals. And since then, Nigeria has been calling the name of IPOB and ESN. And since then, they have been killing Igbo people and tagging them IPOB ESN, which they have been looking for the advantage, and the IPOB denied them that very access. And now, somebody has created it because they must look for a point. And since then, they have been writing things, sending to the UK, sending to the UN, sending to the EU, which they can never write. Since 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, they can never. It was IPOB that keep writing against Nigeria. But in 2022, they have advantage to start telling you, we invaded social community, we kill IPOB members, they are this, they are that. Something they can never agree that they did. Now they have the opportunity because somebody they recruited have given them the ground, which IPOB have placed safe. We launch ESN, send them in the bushes because we know our communities is their target. And this ESN is against Fulani herdsmen terrorists, not for the army, not for the police, not for the community police station, not for any office, not for any politician. The ESN is for Fulani herdsmen terrorists, unless that the politician or the army or the police or the community leader turn to a cattle rider in our bushes in support of Fulani herdsmen, then ESN will see them as such. A very safe game we played. A safe game that nobody can blame us. Nigeria was surprised that we play a game that they can never blame IPOB. They can never. They can never. And they look to recruit people who will give them advantages to invade the Igbo community willfully. They have been coming, but they keep denying. Yes. Somebody says, is it today they started invading our community, but they never accepted the invade? How come they accept now? Because they have a reason. These are things our people must study. These are things, because we'll be coming up with this study topic. This topic be very, very far. I will keep lining it up, both here, both on other sites, other pages, other areas, both on this television. We'll keep highlighting our people, because you must study the mistake. You must study how your father fell, why your father did not finish that building. You don't just come because you got money, you jump into a building, you started shouting. Who told you that your voice went higher than that of your father? There are tactics. You must learn. You must learn. That's why you study. To learn how they fell and how those that did it well got it. That's what IPOB is doing. And from this very point in time, we appreciate you for being with us, listening to us, and also contributing somehow, because your time here is also contribution. And don't forget that this is Biafra Television Europe. So many of us broadcast from here. So many presenters are here. We have so many of them. They come up Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. We are still trying to feast Thursday. For me, it has been feast already, but still trying to make sure I pick a comfortable time on Thursdays that will be suitable. So BTV will be up and running, and same with other platforms of IPOB. Continue to abide under peace. When you know that the enemy surrender you, and anybody that is under watch will know that you don't need to make noise, so that you will see where noise is coming. When you know the enemy surround you, avoid noise in our homes. Avoid any noise. That's why ESN operate in bushes, where they can drag anybody that want to create noise. Come there, you will hear the noise of any sound you need. But in our communities that will build with 20 pounds, under subjugation, under checking point, under the intimidation, we built this place. We built the schools in our communities. We are the people managing our markets. We run our market. We are the landlord. We are the distributors. We are the wholesalers. We are the retailers. We are the consumers. We manage ourselves here. No much external are living here. That is the policy they created against us. And we must manage our people. When you shoot gun, it must touch our people. There are no strangers here. That's why you must avoid terrorism. You must avoid any noise of any kind. Anybody killing you in the name of Biafra is a criminal. The same thing army is doing, the same thing police is doing. Somebody is doing it in the name of Biafra. That is wrong. Any shooting here must touch a Biafran, not the land of the north. No northern have been their victim. This very Simon Ebeman, their gang. No northern is their victim. It's only Biafrans. And Nigeria learned to send Biafrans army here, as they have sacrificed no less than, they have promised to give us 10,000 army to be as a sacrifice to make sure they blackmail IPOB and ESN. That's what Nigeria planned. And it is on their advantage. And that is why we tell you, abide under the word of Nnamdi Kanu. I want our land to be calm and peaceful. And that is where we base this very moment. From me, fearless IPOB evangelist Mazi, and from Biafra Television Europe today, it is good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Mazi, are you not there? Are you not there? Our engineer. Engineer. Take it off now. I'm off. Yes.
There comes a time, the whole wide world will welcome the rising sun. Here comes the time, for everyone to see that what will be, will be. This is the time, for you and I to stand together as one. Yeah. They will know, the sun is rising, from east to west, from north to south. Can't you see the sun is rising? Oh, you wave your flag and be proud of who you are, because the sun is rising. We shining so bright all over the world. We are the sun, we are rising. We spent our lives in pain and misery, never gonna trade our freedom with any mystery. It's affecting our soul and it's killing us slow. With what we've been through, we are far from being good, but we are blessed by Chukwuka Biafra. So we're never gonna give up. We're never gonna give up. There'll be light in the wind of a tunnel. It will shine so bright all time. The whole wide world will embrace us. Nobody can stop us, nobody can cage us, nobody can stand us, yeah. They will know, the sun is rising, from east to west, from north to south. Can't you see the sun is rising? Oh, you wave your flag and be proud of who you are, because the sun is rising. We shining so bright all over the world. We are the sun, we are rising. The windows and curtains, green lights be revealing. When I think about how blessed we are, goosebumps all over my body. Sunrise to the black stripe, black strands crossing grey stripes. Clashes upon clashes, many lives turn to ashes. When I ponder and reminisce, the actions I see malice. Blood on the ground, this is how we fly. Our beautiful flag all around the world. Blood on the ground, this is how we fly. Our beautiful flag all around the world. We go carry the cross together. We walk through to Zion. We stumble, we rise. How the victory will start. They will know, they will know. The sun is rising, from east to west, from north to south. Can't you see the sun is rising? I still wave your flag all over the world, because the sun is rising. I see we shining so bright all over the world. We are the sun, we are rising. We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. There was a nation living in peace and unity. Yeah. They are people with love and harmony. Oh, yeah. They saw greatness rise up to its purity. With another people of different culture, a dear heritage bias and oppressive. Oh, I see a nation from trigger of Africa, rising with strength and might and power. In due time, nobody gonna praise us. Rather, you all gonna embrace her. With your flag, with your flag, with your flag, with your flag. Oh yeah. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home. Oh yeah, Biafra is our home. Oh, it's my home. Yeah, Biafra is our home.
I reminisce way back 1967. Death toll on the blood, couldn't count them even. Mama screaming, child squealing, pops on the ground. 2.5 years, over 3 million's gone. Why? Cause we asked for our freedom, and we're going back to our sovereign kingdom. They shut us down when we cried, the world said nothing. Sitting back in the crib, watching our suffering. Should I talk about the planes dropping shells like rain? Suka had the first taste of a hero's blood. Abaganazobuni wave was stronger than flood, but the juke is too strong and fought them off on the chart. Thought the bloodshed's gone, then it came again. 216 and the massacre, it started again. So bloody name, I couldn't cry tears. Blood dripping down my eyes, water in my vein. We died trying to fight the cause and we're trying to break him. It's our freedom, but the world was against us.
Wave your flag over Africa. Welcome people of Biafra. Wave your flag over all the world. See those people of Zion is here.
It is a nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion. It is a nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion.
We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. Hey. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home. I see the rising sun from Africa. Oh, this is sign of victory. Oh, yeah. I see future in Africa. Oh yeah, people of Biafra. See light shining on the world. Oh yeah.
Oh na 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 na. Watch it out. Watch me far away. See me far away, Shabada. Tell me what you saw. I will show you what I have. Because I have myself. Then think say na defense. Make you watch my back. Now wait till you they see. Yeah. Unless you have the sense. So go learn to pretend. Do not run away. Kind of sober than you. That is why I say. That is why I say. That is why I talk. That is why I say. That is why I say. That is why I am. Ohaneze Ndibo, how na day? I don't come to speak my mind with no delay. Let them know say una eyes clear about una way. Watch out, many things they happen in that country you dey. So some people trouble upon people every day. Even when you dey, you go talk say you know dey. I need to understand why this one apart. I need to understand why this truth apart. The promise that we got and nationalize. The promise we will live and no complaints. Watch me far away. Watch me far away. See me far away. See me far away. Tell me what you saw. I will show you what I have. Because I have myself. Then think say na defense. Make you watch my back. Now wait till you they see. Yeah. Unless you have the sense. You go learn to pretend. Do not run away. Kind of sober than you. That is why I say. That is why I say. That is why I talk. That is why I say. That is why I say. That is why I am. Samada, cha cha cha, kick chakalo, boomba. See, I come back again to tell people say, now here we dey. We don't come to stay. I say no retreat, no surrender. We're living big, but no arrange. Look at the soldiers killing innocent Biafrans every day. Look at Islamists killing innocent Christians every day. It's depending me, yo. It's depending me, yo. It's depending me, yo. Chukwoki kobiama, materanyo se nyemaka. Materanyo se nyemaka. I know ginaka, che. That is why I say. That is why I talk. That is why I know. That is why I say. That is why I talk. That is why I know. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mohammadike one. Umu Biafra nine, ayisigi gabaniru. Donya kaya docha, weli feneme. Onye naya nejuno hine, chuku kwa mawaja. You are whiter than snow. Oku gibesioku. We stand where you stand. We say no secret trial. Onyinye chuku, ezosika, osiki, Mohammadike, no secret trial. Prophet Yahweh's young, osiki, Osike Jisike Mastus Ejike Kole Osike One day Buje Bije Sikwa no weli feneme O weli fenafia O weli fenako Ezi one name Victor Chimezie Okorochukwu Igbo Network Television London Osiki Jisike na hakwụ gị n'azụ ụmụ Biafra niile gedine n'ụwa ha si gị gaba n'iru no secret trial no secret trial no secret trial no secret trial hey! Watch me far away see me far away tell me what you saw I will show you what I have because I have myself. Oh, then think say na defense. Oh, make you watch my back. Now wait till you they see, yeah. Unless you have the sense, oh, you go learn to pretend. Oh, do not run away. Kind of that is why I say. That is why I say. That is why I thought. That is why I say. That is why I say. That is why I am. That is why I say. That is why I say. That is why I thought.